beginning with the police, because if you have dreams of becoming a policeman but have not acquired a first degree yet, this dream may be a mirage, because the Ghana Police Service may soon make a university degree the minimum qualification for recruitment into the service. Thus, the IGP says is part of strategies being discussed to kill the perceived lack of professionalism in the service. What do you think? Will this measure resolve the perceived unprofessionalism in the police service?
Right, so we'll get on to Facebook and get to read some of the comments that you have posted there, and that comes up in a bit. But, well, the university degree issue, it could solve the problem. I mean, you have to some extent. Well,
you know, for some time now, people have been, you know, agitating over what kind of people they recruit into the police service. And
the processes they go through before
they go through, and people even talk about protocol lists and all of that. And so, sure, and other times we meet police officers who can't even construct a sentence. So it's been a concern of the years. Probably this can kill that.
Maybe. Manuel Gandhi says, joke of the century, what is the guarantee that a first degree holder will exhibit professionalism in his or her line of duty? Protocol is what must be stopped, not first degree as a requirement. And General Levy says the police needs good training, a background check during the recruitment process, equipment and logistics to enable them perform well, and not a degree. What has a degree got to do with good policing? There are more comments there. George Nado says self-discipline is the best of all, and knowing their records, especially the home they are from, not recruiting them on the internet by their performance. Sherry Suleiman says it is no, because you have holders of first degree in the police service who cannot simply identify and punish their own subordinates who sully the image of the service by perpetrating brutalities. I believe inculcating among the police, especially the newbies, to adhere strictly to the tenets of the service and punish without pity police who involve themselves in the act. That will be the surest. All
right, and on WhatsApp, this one is saying that that's a good decision by the police. You didn't add your name, and I've always said that when you're sending the message, you must add your name. And this one, okay, so this one is talking about our next issue. So when we get there, we'll get to read that message for you. And a message for you, Israel. He says, Israel, yeah, he be ladies guy, pow.
What have I done this time?
What has he done this time? All right, let's check out what people are saying on police being asked to produce a degree before they're recruited into the service.
I don't think so, because I think it's something that is with the mindset. Okay, so it's an attitude that you portray. So what you are is definitely going to come out. But it doesn't matter what kind of certificate you have or not. Definitely who you are will come out. It's just about how you approach people, how you talk. So it's all about human manners.
They are supposed to understand us, be with us, aid us, nurture us to be better citizens. You understand? It starts from, it's a psychological thing. It's not about you being educated. It's not about you being exposed. It's not about you being used to. It's not about where you've been. But psychologically, you need to be lettered enough to understand that you need to respect each and every citizen.
If you say you are recruiting only degree people, how sure are you that bad notes will not be among them? The fact that the person have degree doesn't mean that the person will do the right thing. To me alone, it had to be with the training that they are giving to the officers.
There are other departments that you don't need a degree. We have the technical department, those doing the mechanics and the other aspects. Some might not have first degree in mechanics or engineering, but they might have HNDs, diplomas, and they will need them. So for him to say they need only first degree holders, I think they need to rethink of that decision.
All right. right, so if I heard the IGP right, he said is one of the things they'll be looking out for. So having a degree itself is not even, you know, a surety that you'll be taking in the police service. But the mortal remains of the late Vice President Mr. Atta will be laid to rest on Friday after burial service. Ahead of that, several statesmen, friends, relatives, NDC faithful, and the citizenry today thronged the Accra International Conference Center to bid farewell to the late Vice President. And we asked you to tell us what you would remember him for. Let's check out what we've been saying from the streets.
He understands politics and respect his time. If he tells you 2 o'clock, 2 o'clock you'll be there. It's a sign of a gentleman.
He was a humorous man. Once in a while he cracked some jokes and we all laugh, you know. For instance, there was a time he said that he doesn't want people to reward him, you know, just like that. But he wanted us to celebrate him when he dies. And for me, this presents a golden opportunity for us to celebrate a man called Mr. Atta.
I've been with him. He's a very humble person. So I've learned a lot of things from him for us to be humble. I mean, he always tells us to cool down, take things easy, and see the way forward. So especially in terms of bringing our pressmen together and caring for the less privileged, like visiting hospitals, doing donations, talking to people and educating the people, and especially the youth in education.
He respects virtually everybody who was working with him. And that for me is what I miss so much about him. And he going away, I believe that that is the kind of attitude and culture that we need amongst ourselves. I mean, he wasn't the bossy type. Vice President of the Republic, then he doesn't mind going to sit somewhere with you and eat.
So those are some people who worked closely with the Vice President, sharing some interesting memories of him. All right, so all is set for the 2nd edition of the Joy FM Corporate Jam, and it's happening live tomorrow at the Soho Bar at 7 p.m. Trust me, it will be party all night. Let me give you a wrap of what to expect tomorrow.
The event that got people talking the whole of May was the Joy FM Corporate Jam. Guess what? The 2nd edition of the Corporate Jam is here and comes off Friday at the Soho Bar. Well, if you missed the 1st edition, here are some highlights. The event brings together all corporate workers to network and have fun. So tomorrow, you will be served with great tunes.
Meet me there. I won't miss it for anything. But Israel has something special for you. He told you.
All right. So I told you about the video of the day. Now, Energy Minister Boakye Agyarko was in Parliament on Thursday to answer questions about why some towns in the Western region were yet to be connected to the electricity grid. Now, ahead of the minister's appearance, many had been wondering whether those villages actually existed because of their rather interesting names. Well, the minister cleared the air on Thursday.
I now understand why the honourable member from Ebrim belongs to a happy lot. For coming from a constituency with such names, you can only be happy. Mr. Speaker, for the communities in the Ebrim constituency, namely Chirahantai, Trinyenso, Echeni Nyansa, Kotia Boa, Shuaya Mobo, and indeed that is so. I now understand why the honourable member from Ebrim belongs to a happy lot. For coming from a constituency with such names, you can only be happy. Mr. Speaker, for the communities in the Ebrim constituency, namely Chirahantai, Twinyenso. Echeni Nyansa. Kote Abua. Shwaya Mobo. And indeed, that is so.
All right, so I'm being told that the minister probably didn't mention the names very well. So we have the MP for that constituency actually mentioning those names, and we're going to put that on our Facebook page so you can get to know for yourselves the names of those places. But on Friday, we will bring you the history behind those names, because we have been speaking with a chief from that area. So that's a video of the day. Do you want to see it again? Maybe one more time. One more time.
I now understand why the honorable member from Ebrim belongs to a happy lot. For coming from a constituency with such names, you can only be happy. Mr. Speaker, for the communities in the Ebrim constituency, namely Chirahantai, Twinyenso, Echeni Nyansa, Kote Abua, Shwaya Mobo. And indeed, that is so.
Okay, so I'm not the one who said it. You heard it from Israel. And
No, I just wanted to find out if you have, if you know, do you know the meaning of the names?
No. You're going to bring the history tomorrow, so I'll be following.
Okay.
All right.
But you sound so excited.
I'm not the one who said it.
Is there anything about the names?
I'm just trying to clarify that I'm not the one who said it, and that it's coming from
you. Sound very excited. Is there anything about the names?
Not really. And that's how we end the interactive segment. My name is Aisha Brand.